Welcome to the HB channel. My name is Hans Beekhuizen and in this show a review of the DENON HEOS link and amp. Where 10 years ago I was called crazy for working with streaming audio equipment, today every manufacturer has to have it not to miss business. Unfortunately, the consumer is lured towards convenience rather than sound quality. In particular, Sonos Play streaming speakers have become hugely popular. These are small speakers with built-in amplifiers and streamers that are equalized to sound popular. It is no surprise that Denon also introduced their own line of streaming speakers under the sub-brand HEOS. Two products in the HEOS lineup caught my attention: the link and the amp. It's Denon take on the Sonos Connect and Sonos Connect amp, but with a twist. Let's start with the link. This is not only a streamer, but also a digital preamp that can also control a Denon amp or receiver or be used with a stereo power amp. It can even switch the power amp on or off since it has a trigger output. Therefore, the interesting side is the back, for it shows the versatility of the link. Of course, there are a network input, analog and digital outputs and a sub-out like on many other streamers. But the link also offers both SPDIF on RCA and Toslink. There is also a Toslink in, analog in on RCA and 3.5mm jack and a USB for connecting a storage device like a thumb drive or a portable hard drive. The trigger output and infrared control signal are on 3.5mm jacks. The amp looks the same as the link, only bigger. On the rear all inputs are the same, but the outputs, trigger and remote are being replaced by 4 binding posts. That makes sense since there is no need to control an amplifier or receiver. The onboard Class D amplifier is able to output 100 watts, considerable more than other powered streamers. The Denon HEOS system works considerably different from the Sonos system. Where the Sonos uses its proprietary system that stores local catalogs in the players, the HEOS system uses the DENON standard. DENON uses server software on a computer or NAS that indexes the music. A controller then queries that server and lets you choose music for playback. Then a playback instruction is sent to the player, including the place where to find that music file. The server, controller and player can be 3 separate devices, but 2 or all 3 functions can also be integrated in one device. The speed at which the catalog appears on the controller depends on the speed of the network and the server. The server software is available for a variety of systems, ranging from hyperspeed servers to the €35 Raspberry Pi. It might be clear that the first provides faster results than the latter. Of course, Windows and Mac server software is also available, as are versions for a number of NASes. The number of tracks that can be indexed depends fully on the server used and is virtually unlimited, which is one of the advantages of DENON. A typical disadvantage of the standard DENON is the inability to play gapless. Live albums and albums that have their continuous music divided up in tracks will be played with a short silence between the tracks, not with the HEOS system. The sister company Marantz already had introduced a DENON network player that was able to play back gapless, so it's not a surprise. No special DENON server software is needed for it, it just works. The manual presumes you have the DENON server software already running. For most Windows computers this will be the case, but neither Mac nor Linux have DENON servers installed right out of the box. The same goes for NASes. There's a large number of DENON server software available, both free and paid. For music only, Minim server might be a good choice. Check out the written review for more details. You'll find the link in the comments below this video on YouTube. Apart from the music on your local DENON server, you can also stream music from your tablet and smartphone or your Spotify, Deezer, TuneIn and Napster, depending on where you live. According to Denon, other services are to be expected. Obviously, you need an account for each and every service. Services that stream full CD quality like Cubus and Wimp and Tidal are not supported. My guess is that it's only a matter of time. The link is, both digital and analog out, about on par with the Sonos equivalent, perhaps with the exception of the highs that are slightly harsher. In my set 3 I would prefer the Sonos. On lower class equipment the difference will be masked completely. I expect to see modders to pick up this streamer for improvement of the clock oscillator, like is done with the Sonos products. As it is now, it's a fine product for upgrading low-end AV receivers. That's probably exactly what Denon had in mind. Their more expensive AV receivers already have streaming facilities for years. The amp does have a powerful amplifier that had no problem with driving my Set 1 Audiophysics Scorpio. Technically, that is. Sound-wise, it's no match for the audio node amp that normally drives it, but that's only logical. The deep low end lagged and the low mids sounded muffled. The mids, like voices, were far from open and the highs slightly accentuated. The stereo image lacked coherence, but again, this is no fair test given the €5,000 a pair price and quality of the Scorpios. The amp is better placed in a Set 3 to replace the NAD amp. Here we see the same behavior the Beta Class D amps give. More dynamic and powerful than the NAD, but less fluent. It's a matter of taste whether you like one over the other. Remember, you only pay €150 more for a 2x 100 watt amp. Like the Sonos, the DENON HEOS players are limited to 16-bit 48 kHz. HEOS supports WAV, MP3, AAC, WMF and FLAC. Apple lossless and AEFF are not supported. This means that when you want to go uncompressed, you're stuck with WAV and its limited metadata. FLAC, which is a lossless compression, is a good alternative, and most people in this class might even use a mix of MP3 and AAC. You find equal limitations in the sound quality. Good enough for many, but probably limited for you, our viewer. The true power of the Link is the versatility wanted by custom installers. It offers fair audio quality for a fair price with good integration options. The amp is an elegant option for those that want no fuss but better sound than a soundbar can offer. Connect the TV and 2 speakers to it, place the unit out of sight, and now you have the option of playing TV sound and streaming sources over the same set without a stack of equipment.